Hey guys, how's it going? Let's take a deep dive into how to use any C library in iOS using Cmake. Let's go deep. Now, most iOS developers are familiar with CocoaPods, Carthage, Swift Package Manager, where there's a ton of great libraries to make life easier. But what if we want a specific library that we want to work on several different devices? Or what if we are working with a specific SDK written in C language and we want it to compile across different architectures, including iOS? Let's have a look at one of those cases today. The end goal will be to have this C library that allows us to establish a connection with a server using WebSockets. So let's go here and look into this Libwebsockets. So we can go to their website. As of now, it seems they have version 4.0. We are actually going to build an older version just for the sake of example. Basically, if we come down here, we can see in their website there are platforms, and it's available for Unix style platforms like Linux and BSD, including Mac. Interestingly, it says cross build is also support. So if we go here, we see all a bunch of platforms you can compile this C library into. So I had a really hard time to figure out how to do this by myself. So that's how I want to help it. Actually, they already seem to have support. Actually, if you see here contrib, it means someone from the community contributed with these files and these ways to compile this C library. So we're going to try to ignore that there's actually a way to cross-compile this for iOS. Just think, okay, we have a C library, in this case a network library for WebSockets, something very specific. And we also want to do our code only once and then cross-compile it through several architectures, including iOS. How can we build our libraries written in C using Cmake? I have a folder here, and these are dependencies. OpenSSL is a dependency of this project, and there's the Libwebsockets. If I go to the change log, this is version 3.0.0, and what we want to focus on before we start, what do we do if we want to build this for iOS? There's also other dependencies we'll need to tackle in order to make this all work. These C files here, these includes will point to other libraries as well. So what do we do? First, I want us to go into a repository. It's called Little and iOS Cmake. We have a Cmake toolchain file for iOS, watchOS, and tvOS development with full simulator support, meaning it will build also for the architectures of your Mac. There's examples of usage, how you could use this in your Cmake file. We are going to use this one because mainly this file here, iOS toolchain Cmake, this toolchain will help us to adapt our Cmake configs to any kind of library we may have. So we can clone this repository. So let's have a look at this file. If we look into this file, there's a bunch of things. There's some help here, how to use this toolchain, platforms, if you're building for iPhone OS or 64 bits or both combined, you can even do that. So you have all the information here, all the platforms. We are going to be targeting this platform ARM64. You can see here you will need XCode and you will need the SDK version installed. What this toolchain will do is use Cmake, which is already in your XCode tools, build your library for the target platform. Let's look into this shell script now, which uses this toolchain to achieve our results. So I'll have links for all these files. We have a shell script, which is gonna use the toolchain, apply it to all the libraries we are trying to compile for the target architectures. This is the target folder. and I'm gonna tell it where are all the dependencies I'm gonna need. I'm gonna declare the platforms, and we are targeting only the 64-bit. Here's pretty much the magic here in this command. I'll have a link in the description for this file. If we open our terminal here, let's check into our folder, Cmake Libwebsockets. If we ls, here it is, iOS toolchain Cmake. All we have to do is simply run this iOS compile release. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so this is pretty much done. No errors. So if we come back, we said we want it to be saved in this folder, platform iOS libwebsockets release iOS. So iOS. Okay, so what do we have here? We have our include files. It's all the include files, .h files, very common for any C library. So everything seems to be here. And we have our lib folder. This is what we want. How can we now incorporate this into our Xcode? So if we go to Xcode and we start a new project, we can start an iOS project, a single view app. Let's call test Cmake. Let's do Obj-C. And now what we can do is simply come here to our build settings and search for include search paths. And we have system header search path. And this is where we are going to tell Xcode to look for our include folders. We are going to add a field. Then what you can do is coming into build phases, and you can link binary with libraries. And this is where we are going to get our .a, and there's the .a file, and you can open that file. This is connected as a framework into your project. You can now use this. After you point it to actually the correct folder, you can now come here and you can include your libwebsockets.h, and you are gonna have this thing working. Now it's complaining that one of our dependencies header files is not here because I only imported actually libwebsockets. So I hope this helped you guys. You may face these issues one day, and we'll see you next time.